The secret of the old hospital. Once upon a time, in a small town, there was an abandoned hospital. The hospital was known by the townspeople as cursed, and no one wanted to go there. Years ago, a great fire had broken out, rendering many parts of the hospital unusable. After the fire, rumors spread that many people had died in the hospital. A curious young man named Jack didn't believe in the town's scary stories. One night, he decided to go to the old hospital with his friends. His goal was to discover if the hospital was really haunted. He and his 3 friends arrived at the hospital at midnight and went inside. The hospital was dark and cold. The corridors were filled with a sickly silence. Old medical equipment and broken glass were everywhere. After a while, Jack decided to explore on his own, separating from his friends. Gathering his courage, he ventured into one of the farthest corridors. When he opened the door at the end of the corridor, he found a small operating room. There was an operating table and old, rusty medical instruments. In the corner of the room was an old wheelchair. As Jack examined the room, he suddenly noticed the wheelchair moving on its own. The chair slowly rolled to the center of the room and stopped. As Jack backed away in fear, he began to hear whispering voices from the other corner of the room. The voices became clearer, repeatedly saying, "Leave this place." Jack, panicking, tried to leave the room, but the door had suddenly closed. As he struggled to open the door with all his strength, he felt a chill behind him. When he turned around, he saw a figure with a pale face and empty eyes approaching him. The figure resembled the ghost of a doctor who had once worked in the hospital. The figure leaned towards Jack and let out a silent scream. Overwhelmed with terror, Jack managed to force the door open and dashed into the corridor. As he ran, he could hear footsteps following him. When he found his friends, they all fled the hospital together and never returned. After this terrifying incident, Jack began to believe in the town's stories. He became convinced that the old hospital was truly haunted and that restless spirits roamed its halls. To never forget the experience, he decided to never embark on such dangerous adventures again.